What's up, everybody? It's Alex from Heavy New York, invading California for Namm 2020, and we brought back a familiar guest. We return with Jake E of Cyhra. Thank you for coming back, man.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that we were the first one to interview with you from another country, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, man.
Always nice to be back.
Yep, I think you're like the fourth guest we've ever had or something like that. But it's so awesome to have you here. As I said before, I really enjoyed No Halos in Hell, your latest record. One thing I was curious about is, first and foremost, is that I thought there were many different emotions with this record. A song like Out of My Life is very different from a song like I Am the One or something like that. So it's fair to say that there was many different emotions felt when making this record, right?
Yeah, it was. My main focus on writing this album was to make it diverse, but still in the vein of Cyhra. You should absolutely be able to hear that it's us directly when you listen to the album, and I think you could do that. But we also wrote it from the perspective where we wanted it to be a good live feeling to it. So the first album, we had some problems because the album is fantastic. I love Letters to Myself. But we figured out that when we went out playing live, there was a lot of melancholic tracks, and we're a party band on stage. We want to, bring a lot of energy to the fans, and we also want the fans to interact in the songs. And we had some problems with some of the songs that were more songs that you probably want to play in your car rather than here in a live set. So my main focus was, as I said, to make sure that all the tracks on the new album could be thrown into a live set and bring something to it. And when you combine them with the songs that works from Letters to Myself, was just turned out to be really, really good. But there's a lot of emotions. The lyrics are really personal, and I think we did something really good with this album.
Yeah, definitely. We talked when we spoke on the phone back in the summer. There was from the music video for Out of My Life, and there's a real cinematic feeling behind that as well. So are you maybe portraying, when you're playing this material live, are you portraying almost like a different character or somebody completely outside of yourself when you're going to be playing this live?
We've been discussing this for a little bit. Being a musician, you always put on another shirt, so to say. You put on another you. Because the person you are on stage, you're not really in real life. At least not me. I'm a father of two, doing the dishes back home and have a pretty, regular life when I'm home. And then when you go up on stage, you want to be that person that the person in the audience wants to be, if you understand what I mean. I don't think that they want to be the father of two doing the dishes. So, yeah, absolutely. You're putting on an act. But you're putting on an act for the right reason. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that the lyrics to the song are very personal, but could the lyrics also still be open to interpretation, or do you want to try to get the listener to see things from your point of view?
No, it's just like you said it. I used to say that I write my lyrics out from a 3D perspective. The first one is what it means to me. The second one is when you just read it like a book, because then it makes sense in another way. And then the third one is when the listener listens to it and, get the lyrics, get the music, get the emotions, and they could interpret it in their way. And there's so many people that reaches out to me and tells me that, both from Cyhra and for Amaranth, that I love this song because it means this to me. And let's say that for them it means that it's about an apple, and for me it's about a dog. It's completely different things. But I would, of course, never go to them and tell them that, no, you're wrong. It's about a dog. So I love that with music, and I love that with lyrics, and I love how you could twist the words and the sentences, and it depends on where you put the punctuation, and it could mean something else.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you know, is there a gut feeling you have when you said everything you had to say with the song? Does that come out of nowhere sometimes?
Usually I start by just singing gibberish.
Just the melody itself?
Because the melody for me is the most important thing when it comes to music and singing, that you have a good melody that is suiting for the song. And I work a lot with hooks. I want the song to stick to your brain, and then I start to write the lyrics after that. And you're starting to stumble around with words, and if you find one word that, okay, how many syllables has this one, and all of a sudden, okay, I could use this word. Okay, this works for the idea that I have, because then I could throw in all the other words on top of that, and then I could start to build my story.
Do you need to put yourself in a certain element in order to get inspired to write music, or does inspiration though sometimes come out of nowhere?
I need to be in I need to feel well. I mean, like, it's weird to say. There's a lot of artists out there that say that they write their best music when they feel bad, like when they're going through hard times and stuff like that. I get my inspiration from that, but when I write it, I need to be in a good mood.
Yeah. Wow, that's a really good way.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's funny because so like pain is the paintbrush, but it's not the studio.
exactly.
Yeah. Wow, I just came up with that on the spot.
You should be a poet.
God no. Now, obviously you're playing this material live and stuff, and you mentioned that you wanted this album to be very cinematic. So, what could people maybe be expecting from future Cyhra shows in terms of, bringing in the new elements from No Halos in Hell?
Starting a new band like we've done, and only released 2 albums so far, makes it harder to actually put what you want the live show to be to what reality is given you, because it's a situation of money. But as the band is growing, I want to make a stage show that is representing the lyrics and the feeling. And for me, it doesn't matter if you have songs that is about bad stuff, or feelings and emotions that is hard to grasp. I still want the show to be something funny. I want it to be something that people remember when they go away from there, tell their friends, and bring more people to the next show. So, yeah.
So before we go, I want to thank you so much for coming back. It's always great to see you again, Jake.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yep. Is there just anything else in terms of tours that you would like to promote, or any shout-outs you'd like to give?
We're doing a couple of shows with Delane now in the UK. Just got the information from Alex, the drummer, a couple of minutes ago. So we're going over to the UK, and then we're having Summer Festival. We're looking forward to come back to the States in the fall. That's what we're working on right now. And for all of you out there that haven't heard or seen Cyhra before, make sure that you go into a streaming service and have a look, have a listen.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jake. Everybody, Jake E of Cyhra, No Halos in Hell. Pick it up if you haven't already. This is Alex from Heavy New York. We'll see you next time.